Hi, Dennis Jones here, and I decided to do my critical review over Luther, which is a show by BBC. If you're not familiar with BBC, it's the British broadcasting channel, by far the premier station over in London. In the U.S., it's picking up a little steam with, Luther, Sherlock, kind of their little double-headed monster right now. But it's a show that Luther's a show that I chose for a few reasons. Firstly, um, its appeal is backed up by critical acclaim. You can look it up. You'll see rave reviews across the board, numerous nominations. Idris Elba, the lead actor who plays John Luther, actually just won a Golden Globe Award for his role in Luther. So it's a show that critically it meets the criteria. Secondly, thematically it has very unique themes, and a lot of the themes on the show are themes that you really don't see on mainstream TV anymore. And I guess that would have a lot to do with it being from the BBC and International Broadcasting Network, but still, it's still amazing to see a show with themes that aren't, over the top or overdone in modern television. Um, and thirdly, I chose to review this show because of its structural elements. The structure of the show and other BBC shows as well is very unique, and it's a few key differences that I'll point out later on in this video. But for now, I'm just gonna play this clip, and it'll be playing in the background as I talk. But you'll see what I mean as I get into explain some of the thematic elements of the show. One of the main themes of the show, well, first off, as a brief synopsis, the show basically centers around John Luther, which is the character you see now on the screen. He's the lead detective of a London crime unit. So his job revolves around finding crime 24/7, whether that be in the morning, whether that be at 3 a.m. Like his job and his life centers around crime. And he's very dedicated at his job, and the writers do a good job of making sure that we know this. And one of the major themes brought up is how much dedication to one's craft is too much. And how do you find that balance between doing things you love to do and spending time with the people you love? And this is a theme that's brought up repeatedly throughout, the show, each season. As you see here, him and his wife, they're having like a heated argument because he's not around as often as he should be. He knows it, but he doesn't care because he's satisfying another area of his life, solving crimes, and he's so good at what he does. It's hard for him to step away from it, and that's kind of one of those themes I was talking about. That's very unique to the themes that's presented to us on mainstream television. And this leads me on to the structure of the show. In most American shows, you'll have a 30-minute episode, and you'll have like 12 of those episodes, and that'll be a season. Well, in Luther, instead, and BBC is known for this, they'll have 5 one-hour episodes each season, and each episode acts independently. And what I mean by that is, you can watch season 2, episode 4 of Luther, and you won't feel lost because each episode, has its own plot line. It has its own like falling and rising conflict, drama, um, you know, etc. So that I thought that was something that was very well. Let's just say I prefer that over the 30-minute shows, as I feel like you get more bang for your buck, and that's something that I would have to, you know, raise Luther up a notch for. You've seen it in shows like HBO, the hour-long episodes, but having an hour-long episode really, really allows for the most efficient production of a show. That's my opinion, but you know that's how I'm feeling. So when you combine all three elements, when you combine the critical success, when you combine the strong thematic elements as well as the unique structural elements, you have a very, very, very strong show. And it's a show that if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go watch it now. It's actually on Netflix, and that's how I watched it. But it's on Netflix. Season 3 just ended 2 months ago, and I believe that will be the last season. And I also believe they plan on making a feature-length movie in the future. But it's a show that I feel went under the radar. But you should definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. And overall, I'd say Luther is in my top five shows up there with the Breaking Bads, The Wire, Sopranos. It's a show that I'll definitely be thinking about for years to come, and I definitely enjoyed watching it. Thank you for watching this video.